you can go ahead.
Playing sports in high school should be something to greatly consider doing. It comes with many benefits, which include lifelong lessons, improvements in grades, productivity with your future, mental awareness, and stress and depression control. You may think you are not gifted in sports, but there are alternate ways to get involved and still benefit from what you are doing. Susan Lee Menestrel and Daniel F. Perkins, who both have degrees in education services, wrote an article that talk about the pros and cons against sports. They mentioned 3 top cons, which include it costs too much money, high school students have no time, and injuries. With too much money, yes, sports can be expensive if you buy new equipment and the best shoes out there for whatever sport you are playing, but you can also use something simple as if someone else had a pair of shoes, you can ask them to borrow them if you may be the same size, and even some schools may provide some equipment. Another reason is they have no time. Many high school students may not be able to manage their time as well as they possibly could, and if they just took some time to manage their time better, then they could find some open spaces for sports. And prone to injuries. There is no way to completely prevent injuries from occurring, but if you stretch properly before your sport and you do a full warm-up and cool down, it may be able to prevent some injuries from occurring. Being involved in sports may have its negatives, but it also may prepare you for the future because of what you experience throughout them. If you want to flip out your handout, or flip over your handout, here's 10 of the best benefits that you can get from sports, and I'm just going to touch on a few of those. Life lessons. Chad Killebrew, who was the executive director of the Dispatch for 27 years, wrote, High school sports playing is important on many levels. Teams can unite a community and generate excitement. Players learn lifelong lessons and receive the opportunity to use their talents. Other students can attend games and support their classmates. By lifelong lessons, Killebrew mentioned sportsmanship, teamwork, and confidence. When you play a sport, you have to work together to succeed, which can give you many of the benefits of sportsmanship. Coaches may also stress on their players that they need to show sportsmanship to other teams and other players. And Killebrew also wrote in his article that as you get older, you can also show sportsmanship and working together with people you work with at your job or even just in everyday life. Confidence and determination. Susan Lee Menestrel and Daniel F. Perkins also wrote an article that had a Play It Smart program included in it, and they did a survey on confidence and what players thought they had confidence. And they then did a survey, they tested them on agility, and 37.5% of the players that said that they had confidence ended up doing better than those that did not. Not only might you gain characteristics for the future, but you may also strive for success now. Coaches may expect many things from their players. Coach Alberti, who is the coach of the Higginsville girls basketball team, said, I expect all my players, whether JV or varsity, to represent me as a coach, our school, and who they are as a team through their actions towards each other and other teams. Most importantly, I expect them all to maintain grades that make them eligible to play on my basketball team. He expects his players to work together and to represent his team in a positive way. Susan Lee Menestrel and Daniel F. Perkins also said in their article, in some after-school programs, higher levels of learning gains have been partially attributed to the inconclusions of fitness, sports, and recreational activities that promote high school attendance and provide physical exercise needed for sequential with completing more years of education, increased attachment to school, and higher grades in school. Attachment or a sense of connection to school, in turn, is associated with academic achievements. A Play It Smart program founded by the National Football Foundation took minority families and gave their high school students an education opportunity in high school. They gave out scholarships to play football, but they had some expectations, which included maintaining a high GPA and having a good SAT score. They found that after this, many of the football players had a higher GPA score average than most general populations in schools, and their SAT score was also higher than the general population in high schools. Along with grade benefits, many high school athletes may have also been found to have less depression and higher senses of mental awareness. Lindsay Taliaferro says that involvement in sports confers unique philosocial benefits that protect adolescents against suicidality. Finding suggestions that mechanisms other than physical activity contribute to the protection association between sports and reduced suicidality. Social support and interactions may account for some of the differences found in suicidality between athletes and non-athletes. She also states that suicide is one of the top 3 death reasons for teens. Sports may have an environment that can help high school players to reach out if they have any negative emotions because they feel closer to their teammates and their coaches. And the activity of exercise in general can also clear negativity from their head. All this comes from the physical aspects of participating in sports throughout high school. But if you do not think you have talent in that area, you can still benefit from this. You can manage, and with managing, you still get the aspects of communication and helping others. And you also have to manage your time for homework and keep your grades up so you can continue to manage. And if you still are not interested in managing or playing, you can always watch and be a supportive person. You support and give other players the confidence they need to succeed. You may be able to use these alternative ways to stay involved and also be gaining from as much as you can without playing the sport. High school sports can contain many positive characteristics within them, skills you use throughout your life, improvements in grades, productivity within your future, mental awareness, and stress and depression control. Even if you do not go out for the team, you can always manage or go all out as a supportive fan. Next chance you get, go out for the team, get involved, and encourage others to do the same.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you. I was going to say, yeah, sorry, I'm going to make you stand up there for just 1 second. We may go ahead and ask you a few questions about being involved in activities, specifically sports.
Do you think playing a high school sport is more important or better than playing a sport in grade school?
From the research that I did, high school is when you're maturing the most and your attitude on yourself changes. So playing a sport in high school can help you gain confidence within yourself when it's the most important. Taylor?
What if they just don't like sports, like, period?
I mean, there's definitely other ways you can get involved or even just do an extracurricular activity that could still give you the same benefits as some sports may. Linda?
So if a student is homeschooled, then what could they do if they don't have a school sport?
There are a bunch of different leagues you could do for sports, or there's some programs like the Play It Smart program, or also then you may be able to get involved in a smaller school and play on a sports team for them, because I've seen some schools that have done that. Ashley?
How you usually arrange your time, when you have sports or the game on that day and studying?
I don't have an 8th hour, so when I get home, I try and get a little bit done before I have to go to the sports practice. And then after we have a practice, then I'll go home and try and get whatever I possibly can get done before dinner or eating. And then if we have a game, I try and do as much as I can on the bus if it's an away game. And then just throughout basketball, there would be a bunch of us that would sit in the bleachers and just try and get homework done during a different game, like a boys game.
All right, let's go ahead and give a round of applause. Thank you so much.